before her name became permanently tied to tragedy. Shanann Watts was known to many people only through a screen, a Facebook Live, a smiling family photo, a quick video in the kitchen. When the murders committed by Chris Watts shocked the world in 2018, the public did what it often does in high-profile cases. It searched for answers. But in the absence of immediate clarity, something else filled the space. Interpretation. If you appreciate thoughtful true crime storytelling that focuses on psychology rather than sensationalism, take a moment to subscribe. This channel is about depth, not drama. Because what happened after the crime wasn't just an investigation.
Unlock the darkest stories and unravel the mysteries with Dark Crime Box. Subscribe now and step inside the world of true crime like never before.
It's been a rough morning. The kids drove me nuts today, and they just drive me nuts. Kids are fun. Both of them are not feeling too good, so they're super irritable, super cranky, so that's always fun. But I wanted to come on here because in honor of World Lupus Day, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about myself, and it was just so much easier to share it live than via write it, because it would have been written forever. So over 10 years ago, I started losing a lot of my hair. I started having a lot of body aches, a lot of discomforts in my body, a lot of things that were limiting my everyday living. And over those course of many years, I was misdiagnosed. I was put on medication that was supposed to help me, and it didn't. So with that being said, 7 years ago, 2010, I went from me being a size 6, which was about 135 pounds for me, to going to a size 1/0, which was a good 20 pounds that I lost. And with losing all that weight in a matter of, I would say, 3 to 4 week period, I was also feeling extremely terrible. To the point where I did not want to get out of bed, literally didn't get out of bed for days. I finally drugged myself to the doctor's office and made them do all kinds of tests. I wanted to know what was wrong with me. A part of me was changing. I went from being super energetic, super happy, just an all-around happy person. I loved going out and doing things. I loved getting together with friends. I loved working. Sounds crazy, right? So anyway, fast forward about 2 weeks, which was the first week of May of 2010 when they diagnosed me with lupus. From there, I was lost. I had no idea what in the world lupus was. Of course, we turned to Google. And what's Google tell you? Google tells you you're going to die. So in theory, I was freaking out. I was overreacting. I had all these things going on with me, and I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea. Hi, Heather. So at that time, I reached out to support groups on Facebook. I reached out to wherever I could, to the Lupus Foundation of North Carolina, who really helped me tremendously with support and information and introducing me to other people that could help me. So fast forward several months. During those several months, I saw multiple rheumatologists, all of them telling me I had lupus, and then finally being diagnosed also with fibromyalgia, which is another autoimmune disease. So I completely lost it. I wasn't feeling good. I felt like I had the flu all the time. I felt miserable. I was put on all these medications, which then made me gain weight. So I went from being 135 pounds to almost 170 pounds within a 6-week period, which was a total shock and a total, sorry, I got a phone call. It took me to another level. At that time, I went to a little bit of a depression. I was really sad, emotional. All my emotions were everywhere, and I didn't know where to turn. And at the same time, my friend, a mutual friend of mine, sent me a friend request about 8 months prior for Chris, my husband, and I deleted it. I had no interest in dating anyone. I wasn't looking for a boyfriend. I was working. I was goal-oriented. I was a dreamer. I have always been a dreamer. I've always wanted everything in life to be perfect. So anyway, fast forward, in a dark place, all of a sudden I get a friend request from Chris. I said, what the heck? I'll never meet him. He's just a Facebook friend. I have a million of them. Nothing's going to come of it. Well, 2 weeks later, we finally meet on a blind date. From there, I couldn't get rid of him. I tried. He wouldn't go away. He was stuck. I drug him to a colonoscopy. I drug him to rheumatology appointment after rheumatology appointment. I drug him to my spinal tap, which was awful. A student did it, which I'm all for people learning, but not when it comes to a spinal tap. So that was really rough, and ended up falling in love with him. And so why I bring that up is I've learned a lot since I was diagnosed with lupus. I've learned a lot in the last 10 years. I've learned that there's a lot of things that life's going to throw at us to try to knock us down. But you got to do whatever it is to pick yourself up and move forward and try to bring the best out of everything. With my diagnosis of lupus and fibromyalgia all within a 6-month period, I lost my grandfather, just closed on my house. I had a lot going on. Emotionally, I was all over the place. I felt awful. Canceled dates left and right with Chris because I just couldn't do it all. And then we fell in love. I also met several friends through the Lupus Foundation. I met support groups, Lyme's disease support groups, lupus, fibromyalgia, all of them. I've met some of my best friends today from those groups. And I don't think, I know I couldn't be where I'm at right now without a lot of them, who stuck by me, who supported me, who understood what I was going through and never left my side. With that being said, my husband and I had 2 beautiful girls, very healthy kids, little baby monsters as I call them, but I was told I couldn't have kids. So I have 2 beautiful girls that I'm truly blessed with every day, that I couldn't thank God for more. I moved to Colorado after meeting a friend of mine in North Carolina. After I nannied for her children, we moved out here after visiting, fell in love with the area. It's gorgeous in Colorado, minus today it's raining, but I still feel good. So, so we moved to Colorado. We created a life for ourselves out here. Chris found an amazing job that fully takes care of him. Anything he needs, he's there. They appreciate, they respect him, which is huge for any job that you have. And we love it here. We've made such an amazing group of friends that we call family, friends that are closer to us than some family, friends who are there for us better than some family. Truly, truly grateful for everything that has happened since my diagnosis. And I believe things happen for a reason. Things are placed in our life to bring us to the next stage of our life, good and bad. We just have to take all of it with us. And so when Chris and I got married, we dedicated our wedding to the Lupus Foundation. We asked all of our guests to donate to the Lupus Foundation instead of getting gifts for us. So many things that I've done to help support so many people that I love and care about that have autoimmune diseases, that have autoinflammatory diseases, that have multiple things that can debilitate you and take your part of your life away. So with that, I just want you guys to know a little bit of my story. A lot of you that know me know my story, not everyone. So in honor of Lupus, World Lupus Day, I'm rocking my purple eyeshadow. Do you guys see? I got my purple nails, or purple and pink. But I'm truly grateful for everyone that I've met since my diagnosis in 2010. I'm truly grateful for all the blessings. I try to look at all the positives out of everything that happens bad in our life, because that's all you can do. You can only look up instead of down. And I try to bring people with me, bring me up. I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of like emotional. It's just a lot, but I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my girls. I'm grateful for all my friends watching, because all of you I've met through different people that have brought me here where I am today. So with that being said, I just wanted to say hello, and I wanted to share my story and bring people aware of lupus and an autoimmune disease that really takes a lot out of a lot of people and really affects a lot of people these days. It's a disease you can't see, you only feel it. And I choose every day to wake up, I choose to put my makeup on, I choose to put a smile on my face, because I am conquering my life, and nothing else is going to take my life away from me. And I'm going to live I want my kids to live a fun-filled, healthy, happy lifestyle, and I choose to not let the disease take over my life, because it's what I want. I did for a short period of my life, and it was a really bad place, and I don't want that. I want everyone who suffers from anything to know that there's things that are brighter and bigger for them out there, and to try to bring light into the negatives in your life. I love talking to people. I love helping people feel better, whether it's just being that person that you can vent to, or just sharing my story on how I've overcome a lot of my negatives in my life. So I'm truly grateful for all my new friends. I'm truly grateful for everyone in my life, my family, my husband, my children. Every day I thank God for everyone in my life. Let me know if you guys have questions, if you guys need to talk, if you would love to learn more about the Lupus Foundation. They're an amazing group of people. I can't stop saying how many times I've met some amazing people during this whole process. So I love you guys, and you guys have a wonderful day.
It was a transformation. Shanann, a real person, a mother, a daughter, slowly became a subject of online analysis. And that's where the other side of the story. Shanann was active online. She shared milestones, routines, laughter, frustration, ambition. She documented pieces of her life the way millions of people do every day. But social media is not a diary. It's a stage. We post strength more often than doubt, smiles more often than silence, achievement more often than exhaustion. After the tragedy, people revisited her videos with a different lens. Ordinary moments were replayed as if they were clues. Tone became evidence. Body language became theory. Pause for a second. Have you ever watched a clip differently once you knew the ending of the story? Let me know in the comments, and tell me where you're watching from. I always find it powerful to see how far these conversations reach. The uncomfortable truth is that once a crime occurs, everything before it feels like foreshadowing, even when it was. In the weeks following the case, headlines reduced the story to something simple: a perfect family shattered. But no family is perfect. No marriage is free of stress. No household exists without tension. No person is just one trait. And yet, the internet often demands simplicity. Some viewers saw Shanann as strong and assertive. Others misread that strength through their own biases. Online discussions dissected finances, communication styles, personality dynamics, as if complexity could somehow explain cruelty. It's important to say this clearly. Nothing about a person's personality justifies violence against them. If you agree that true crime discussions should remain respectful and grounded in facts, consider liking this video. It helps thoughtful analysis reach more people. Because the side no one talks about isn't scandal. It's humanity. When a case becomes global, the individuals involved stop being just people. They become symbols. Shanann became, for some, a representation of ambition. For others, unfairly, a projection screen for personal opinions about marriage roles, social media culture, or financial stress. But projection says more about the viewer than the subject. What often gets lost is that Shanann was navigating real life: pregnancy, parenting, work responsibilities, relationship strain all at once. Those are ordinary pressures. And ordinary pressures exist in millions of homes without leading to tragedy. If you're still watching, it means you value nuance. Subscribe if you haven't already, because these layered conversations matter more than quick takes. Here's something rarely acknowledged in true crime. There are always two stories: the crime itself and the story told afterward. The second story is shaped by media clips, selective footage, viral commentary, and public emotion. Over time, repetition turns interpretation into assumed truth. A confident tone becomes controlling. A business pitch becomes pressure. A playful exchange becomes evidence. But hindsight is a powerful illusion. Once we know the ending, we search the beginning for signs. The reality is that human relationships are complicated. They contain love and friction, laughter and stress, patience and conflict. That complexity does not rewrite what happened. It simply reminds us that real life is rarely one-dimensional. What's your perspective on how social media influences crime narratives? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to share your city or country. I love seeing how global this community truly is. When discussions drift too far into personality analysis, something subtle happens. The victim becomes an abstract idea instead of a human being. Shanann was not a character in a debate. She was a mother who loved her children, a woman building a career, a friend to many, a daughter to grieving parents. It's easier to analyze a persona than to sit with the weight of loss. But real awareness requires restraint. If this kind of balanced storytelling resonates with you, we're building a space that values empathy alongside investigation. Because the most overlooked side of this story isn't controversy. It's compassion. In the end, the side of the story no one talks about is not hidden drama. It's the reminder that social media shows fragments, not full realities. It's the warning that public perception can shift from sympathy to scrutiny in seconds. It's the understanding that once someone becomes part of a headline, their identity can be reshaped by strangers. And maybe the most important takeaway is this: when we consume true crime, we should do so with awareness. Awareness of bias. Awareness of projection. Awareness of how easily narratives harden into assumptions.
But behind the smiles, perhaps a different story. Those same documents now revealing that Chris was actively involved in an affair with a coworker, something he had previously denied. But according to Shanann's friend, Nicole Atkinson, the last friend to see her alive, there were signs the couple's marriage was straining.
He wasn't being the loving Chris that he normally was. He wasn't touching or hugging or doing stuff like that. And he wasn't being as attentive to the girls as he normally is.
Did she suspect he might have been cheating?
There was speculation, but she didn't want to believe that either, so.
All of this a far cry from the portrait of a happy wife on Facebook gushing about her supportive husband.
He stuck around, and he stuck around because he was the one for me. And he is amazing. And I can't tell you how wonderful he is.
Atkinson had seen Shanann that morning around 2 a.m., she says, dropping her off at home after returning from an out-of-town business trip.
She went inside, turned around and waved at me, and shut the door.
But several hours later, the 34-year-old mother of two isn't answering her phone. She misses a doctor's appointment. Shanann was 15 weeks pregnant.
She was going to get to hear the baby's heartbeat and see how he or she was doing.
Growing worried, Atkinson says she went over to their house.
Things were not how I would think that they were supposed to be, I guess. The front door was locked differently than it normally was. I had my son look in the garage to see if her car was there, and it was there, which was really peculiar because Shanann doesn't go places without her car, usually because both of the girls are in car seats.
Atkinson calls Shanann's husband, who she says tells her the last time he saw his wife and kids was that morning around 5:15 when he left for work.
So he tells you everything's normal, she's on a play date,
Yes.
and you didn't buy that.
No, because Shanann, like in my mind, I couldn't figure out why she'd go on a play date without her car.
Atkinson says she tells Watts she's calling the police for a welfare check and that he says he'll meet her at the couple's home.
You knew even then his story was not adding up.
It wasn't making sense to me.
Inside the house, authorities find Shanann's purse, phone, and keys, but no other signs of life.
The girls' beds weren't made. Shanann was very OCD. Everything in her house had a place. Everything was labeled. If something was out of the ordinary, it was really out of the ordinary for her.
Still hopeful Shanann and her girls are alive, the entire community jumps into action.
Tonight, police issued a missing endangered alert.
A pregnant woman and her 2 daughters missing from Frederick.
By Tuesday afternoon, Chris Watts is talking to local TV stations.
Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back.
Interviews that first evoked sympathy, but on closer examination, suspicion. Watts revealing he and his wife exchanged words the morning she vanished.
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back.
His vocal cords are, in my view, constricted. It comes with anxiety and stress.
Former FBI agent and ABC News consultant Brad Garrett points to Watts' body language in those interviews.
When people sort of cross their arms, sort of lock their body down, and then sometimes start rocking back and forth, it's a defense mechanism. That, in combination with a number of other things.
Chris Watts, WATTS.
Wow. What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, they went somewhere. And right now, it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shanann a few times that day, called her, say but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day. But she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning, and Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. And then walked in the house, and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shanann, Shanann.
What's your kids?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
Celeste.
How old are your daughters?
4. Bella's 4. Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back. Like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered. Like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions. Your relationship with your kids.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And just like, I mean, last night, like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I missed them. Like, I mean, I missed telling them, hey, you got to eat that, or you're not gonna get your dessert. And just like you're not gonna get your snack after. I missed that. Like I missed them. Cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like, I was. It was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on, and I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on, and know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. It was. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Where was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said at 2 at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So she's supposed to get home at like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or what?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back. I mean,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely got into bed pretty much.
And this might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like somebody has to come forward.
Have you spoken to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like every hour. I mean, everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. I mean, from Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you? Like,
they're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know. Because I mean, they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. I mean, Colorado is. I mean, you can't just drive around and look. I mean, it's just like. You wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day, I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
Last couple questions. What does law enforcement, what have the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors, what's police saying to you?
Right now, what they're doing right now is with the canines in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far because yesterday the Frederick Police Department did all the searching of the house and tried to gather whatever information they could. And with the detectives, officers, and sergeants, and today it's, I mean, obviously with all the activity that's around, there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all of this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors, did they see anything? Did your neighbors see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking, like cameras and everything, just like nothing.
Before we close, I'd love to hear from you one last time. Where are you watching from? And how do you think media shapes the way we see victims in high-profile cases? Thank you for being part of a community that chooses reflection over reaction. Because sometimes, the side of the story no one talks about is simply the part that reminds us to stay human.